Dinara, we're here to talk about Ukraine and what it's going through, but also what it's inventing at the same time. Not just about the things that are being destroyed, but the things that, as so often happen through catastrophe, come out of it. And your festival is construction.
Yeah.
Not even reconstruction, it is construction, starting again.
Exactly.
Tell me where you came from in terms of the idea and where the festival is.
Yes, so Construction Festival is a festival born in Dnipro, a city in eastern Ukraine, and it's been held there since 2014. And actually, it's one of the many cultural initiatives that were born after the Euromaidan revolution, when all of us, we just wanted to create something new and develop and promote Ukrainian culture. The whole idea is basically about constructing, creating something new, but also rethinking and renovating some of the ideas and concepts that were already existing in our city. It's a post-industrial city, also like a Soviet, of course, and we've had a lot of abandoned buildings that were not used or lost their meanings, and one of the idea of the festival was to rethink those spaces and create something new in them, and maybe promote some public discussions about what we should do with those spaces and how we can put more life in it and involve specifically young people in doing this. And it's a festival of audiovisual art and experimental music, and we already have a tight and very involved community around the festival, and we've been doing it every year until except for 2020 because of COVID, 2022 because of full-scale invasion, and last year we also didn't do it also because the full-scale invasion changed everything. But we did one festival in 2023 in a smaller format, and we're also actually planning to do another festival this year.
I know that everywhere in Ukraine has, been suffered from bombing and drones, etc. But how close to the front line are you? Pretty close. Something like 100. Something about 100 kilometers from the front line, and also we're close to the occupied territories in Zaporizhia Oblast, the nuclear power plant. So yeah, you could say we are pretty close, but I wouldn't say we are like a frontline town because it's not completely bombed as for other cities that are much closer. But of course, we feel all this influence of the war every day. Air raid alerts are 5-7 times a day, and it just became a part of our routine. It sounds very strange, but that's exactly what it is. A lot of military people in the streets, military cars. We have a big hospital that is the main hub for treating soldiers wounded on the front line. We are a big humanitarian hub as well because we are close to the southern front line and to the eastern front line as well. So you could really feel the presence of the war every day, but the life is still going on. It doesn't stop, and it's really amazing. And how many people in the city?
We don't know exactly because nobody counted during the war, but before the war it was around 1 million, and I would say now it's also 1 million because a lot of people left, but also a lot of people moved from the frontline cities and towns and from occupied cities.
So it's even bigger than Edinburgh, where we're filming.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big city. It's the 4th largest city in Ukraine. Yes. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there are no people now. There are a lot of people, of course, and a lot of internal displaced people. And we are also trying to do some projects to help them integrate into the local communities and to help them feel welcome through culture and through engaging them in like arts and culture initiatives.
And this year for your festival, when will you do it?
We want to do it in the end of the summer, in late August. We already already received the financing. We got a grant from House of Europe, and we want to do it several days of the festival. We used to have like longer festivals. We used to have it like for a week or even longer, and on much like bigger scale. But of course now, because of the war, we can't like gather like too many people in one space, and we don't have as many resources as we used to have. But we want to do it in our usual format of having like different events like art exhibitions, concerts, public discussions, lectures, film screenings, and we also want to involve various locations in the city, not just one. But it will be mostly based actually in the Dnipro Center for Contemporary Culture, which was co-founded by the organization that created the Construction Festival.
I suppose for many people, actually, that sense of normality of a festival happening anyway is very important during war, isn't it? That sense that life goes on.
Yeah, it's actually one of the like main reasons why we're still doing it, because we want everybody to see that we are still here, we're still in Dnipro, and we want to live, we want to create, we want this communication, we want this connection, we want people to come from other cities as well, and we want them to see that we are not giving up. We think that culture is important, and especially important during wartime, because it's what connects us all, and it's what we actually, one of the main things that we are fighting for our culture to be preserved and to be active, because Russia is actively trying to destroy our culture as well. So that's one of the main reasons we want to do it, and we don't want to stop even despite all the circumstances, and a lot of things are hard to do during the war, but we're still doing it. Yeah.
Jurriaan, I wanted to bring you in to talk a little bit about the partnership that you developed with your festival, Culturescapes in Switzerland, which always has had a very, I'd say, holistic view of what culture can do in a city. But you also have a personal connection with Ukraine, don't you? And I just wondered if you'd like to talk a little bit about how the partnership came about and what you see you can bring to it.
Thank you. It's true that the festival Culturescapes I'm founded and I'm still directing it had a focus on Ukraine in 2004, far before I met my current wife, Katerina Wotanova. And my connection didn't stop, so it's like ongoing. And then EU regulations made it clear that they cannot collaborate with any Russian festivals. But then I wanted to push it further and say, we have to do something for our colleagues in Ukrainian festivals. So I asked my partner, and also through her contacts, what is a good list of festivals we could potentially reach out to. And that list is not very long. So it's not like hundreds of extremely important festivals, in the sense, of course, all festivals are important, but like from a certain, driven by a certain idea. And those 5-6 festivals were found easily, in a sense. And then I was looking through them, what would fit the most. And then not only because construction and Culturescapes to have something in common, that I was reaching out to them. We couldn't yet develop another project other than having some calls and trying to support each other, bring them into EFA. I couldn't come in 2023 to the festival, but I'm planning this year to go, also because there is an opening of an exhibition in the Pinchuk Art Center, which Katja is curating, about the Kherson situation, another city which was occupied and is then became free again after the Russian army was withdrawing and Ukraine took it back. And there will be an exhibition on this. And then I will visit Dnipro. And what I can say, if I can answer that as well in a certain way, the role of culture in Ukraine now is a learning curve for the rest of the world. There has never been, in my opinion, in the last 50, 60 years, such an engaged overall engagement with what's happening. not only with the army, but also with the whole structure behind it. And artists are on the front line, or artists are supporting food lines or refugee centers or other parts, and this will influence their art. So once the war is over, and I hope it will be very soon and everything, but we can expect that this art stays connected with social issues. And maybe some will want to go to art again, which is fine too, but I expect that will be, and then we could have finally kind of an answer which we're all striving for in Europe. What is it actually good for? And I would say we will learn the why of the real engagement with people's lives and questions, more than we can experience in the bubble of Western Europe, where things are still, we think they're still in place, and they are not. And the only ones who are fighting now and show us why it's okay is the Ukrainian army. The Ukrainian people are losing their lives. They fight for our freedoms. It is as simple as that. And I know that it's being repeated many times. I've been to Ukraine now during the wartime several times, and I've seen hearing the sirens and people just continuing or running to, depending on the kind of sirens and the kind of WhatsApp information you get on the alert alarms. And then you go to events and they're overbooked. You need to reserve a ticket weeks, months in advance. If you have an exhibition, there's a line on the street, because they feel now it's about us, it's the core. And the solidarity around the unification in the sense of solidarity is immense. And that gives really hope that the resilience might be actually at the end the deciding factor to win this war.
Dinara, I wanted to talk a little bit about your generation and what it has meant for you, because the thing that has impressed me hugely about Ukraine, and I think it's perhaps because of the political revolutions that were happening from 2010 onwards, one after another, is the huge sense of energy that I detected amongst young emerging artists in Ukraine. Have you felt that? Or do you feel part of a very energetic generation?
Yeah, I would say so. And you're right that, like, for me, it all started from the Euromaidan revolution, because I was in high school, so I couldn't participate. But all these changes that I saw in the country and what followed, it really inspired me, and became one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I really see that a lot of young people now are really determined to stay in Ukraine and to continue participating in all the important stuff that is going on. And they want to, for example, take some new skills, learn something new abroad, but they want to return. They want to return, and they want to make their contributions to building a democratic and thriving society in a peaceful Ukraine. And you can really feel this desire to contribute and this desire to be part of something big that's now going on in the country. And I would definitely say that I'm one of those people that really want to be part of it and see it with my own eyes. And it's really amazing to see how involved young people are now in all kinds of Ukrainian resistance against everything that Russia wants to destroy. And the more I think Russia tries to destroy it, the more mobilization you can feel from the people in Ukraine to keep doing it, to keep preserving it, to keep helping, to keep just developing it and learning more about your own identity and promoting this culture. So you can really feel it in Ukraine, and I think that's what Jurriaan just said about resilience. I think it's really important factor why we are still we still can live our lives even more than 3 years after the full-scale invasion started. So we've been living in it every day. And this resilience is really just this desire to keep going despite everything, and maybe even just to show them that like it's not working what they're trying to do. Like we will not just give up and just, I don't know, stop living our lives.
Dinara, after the war is finished, and once you're not defined by war in the way that perhaps you are at the moment, let's hope that you have a chance to build something with every bit as much energy. And that construction really builds something big. Thank you very much.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you.